This is the very final nail in the coffin of that planned return by Harry and Meghan to the United Kingdom, and more importantly, what has upset them this time around. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Lovely to have your company today. And as ever, you know, we have a big breaking story coming out of London regarding the two ex-royals. It's interesting as well, I must throw this aside in for you. I've been told, and it's not fully substantiated yet, but apparently Harry and Meghan now only want to release pictures to the media that have been taken for them, and then of course they can clear their images. Good luck with that, because the media and the paparazzi, particularly in California, are forever going to be chasing you. So while you may want to control the image on the outside, on the inside there will always be somebody, as we've seen with those private jet pictures, ready to capture them off guard. But here is the story today, and it all really centres on a recent royal event, that of course, the double christening of Mike Tindall and of course Zara Tindall, the daughter of the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, and of course Princess Eugenie and her son August. Now, what is, you can understand this if you like, what's really irked the former royals is, as you know, they welcomed their daughter way back in June, and they were hoping for a royal christening in the presence of none other than our glorious Majesty the Queen. Now, as we know, it's a little bit touch and go with Her Majesty as to whether she would make this particular christening event last Sunday in Windsor. But she rallied through and was able to actually attend. Some lovely pictures which have remained slightly private so far, but for those that have been lucky enough to see them, apparently they're absolutely gorgeous. And Mike Tindall, who's something of a celebrity now and a media personality himself, and of course a former rugby star, has let slip about what a glorious event it was. Now, 6 days down the line plus, shall we say, it's not gone down well with the two ex-royals over in the US. And as ever, we have to say allegedly here in the show, but according to a very good source over there, this is exactly the sort of event that they wanted for their daughter Lilibet. But as we told you on the show a few months back, it's been really difficult because of course diaries and strategies, all that sort of stuff apparently were presented back to them as to the reason why Her Majesty the Queen may of course not be available for such an event. Now, in fairness, moving forward, Her Majesty has found herself with quite an empty diary. All thanks, of course, if you want to call it thanks, to a bout of illness, which meant that she had to take things steady and only do genteel things, and of course, things that she wishes to do, i.e. attending a christening, particularly a royal one. So you can imagine how this went down, as I say, with the two former royals, because they felt, naturally, that they should have also been given a slot. I think moving forward, the bigger problem for Harry and Meghan, and this is a major failing for both of them in my opinion, is they seemingly don't understand that they're not on the royal radar. While of course they want to get up and reveal all to TV cameras, endless interviews, pranks on Ellen, that sort of stuff, which are seen as very tawdry and bringing a bad name towards the British monarchy, then of course they chose that path. They wanted to be normal people out of the limelight. And Her Gracious Majesty the Queen, possibly even after a bout of illness, has just given them the biggest smackdown royally that one could give one former favourite grandson. It remains to be seen, as ever, as we say on the show, whether this particular saga could ever have a happy return, or indeed will Her Majesty ever meet Lilibet in the flesh. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the heart of London.